Hello, everyone. Welcome. Oh, got the music still playing. Yeah, got the music playing. So, thank you, everybody, for joining me, and for those who want to watch the replay. So, thank you. I was on earlier when I was with my son, and on Instagram. I didn't go on YouTube or Facebook, so I'm here now. Uh, and on my Instagram, I did talk about the thing that's going on at 2:20 and stuff. So if you want to watch that, you can go over there and watch that. Um, what I want to come on here today and talk about is preparedness and how your preparedness. But first, I want to share this what I just found on TikTok. And I think this is funny. And the word is bumfuzzle. Bumfuzzle. I'm gonna write that down here. So if you didn't hear me right, I think it's such a funny word. I've never heard this word being used. It's not very commonly used, but I love when I hear, different crazy words that get used. And
Fuzzle. A state of being bewildered, confused, perplexed, or mystified by something. Bumfuzzle is often used in informal or playful contexts to express a person's confusion or the feeling of being mentally disoriented by a situation, idea, or circumstance. While it's not a widely used word, it can add a touch of whimsy or humor to conversations when used to convey a sense of puzzlement. The complex instructions for assembling the furniture had me completely bumfuzzled, and I had to ask for help.
I'm bumfuzzled. Isn't that awesome?
Bumfuzzle. A state of being bewildered.
There you go. So we're bumfuzzled. I think that's a hilarious word. I've never heard anybody using that word before. But hey, yeah, are you bumfuzzled today? Are you feeling bumfuzzled today? And feeling a little bit bumfuzzled, a little bit complexed, and feeling a little bit disoriented, because that's a really good word for today. Bumfuzzle. Of feeling, disoriented, or it's just too much to take on, and you're just feeling overwhelmed. And there's either too much information, or there's just feeling just it's just irritated, or just whatever, confused about things. As we do have, with today's energy, we are a little bit bumfuzzled. We are feeling a little bit disoriented, and maybe finding it a little bit too confusing with everything that's going on, and why they're doing the things that they're doing, um, in the world around us. And this is where it's important to sort of take that step back. And if you do feel a little bit bumfuzzled, to allow yourself to say, hey, I need some help here, or I don't understand these instructions. Could someone give me a hand? So there you go. So if you're feeling a little bit of bumfuzzleness, I'm making this even, you know, more of a word than maybe what it is. I don't know. But the other thing is, again, this information that's happening, I guess, today, the things that are happening, I think that that's really going to help people to get clarity on where they're at. One of the things and it's funny because we usually do have a few things on hand, and it really got me to start to look at what we have and what we don't have in our house right now. And so it just sort of like, oh my goodness, we're low on water, which is odd, because usually we have a case or two of water on hand all the time, and we don't. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's something we got to put on the list to make sure that we have a couple cases of water, and even having containers filled up with water, because it's not only having water for yourself, but having water for your animals, right? Having that as a backup is important. Food, yeah, we're pretty good on food. We're getting really low, though. I know I have to do a restocking on that. Um, and it's funny because it's just Steve and I don't think about it as much as when I had the kids with me and everybody was living with me. And I was really more stocked up then than I am now. So And also, it's something that I didn't think about, but I'm going to bring it up this weekend when we are all together for Thanksgiving. Hypothetically speaking, if something happened, where do you guys want to meet? Where's a good place to meet? What are we going to do? What, something like, things like that. And how are we going to connect or communicate that we're okay? So, these are sort of things that maybe you don't think about, but something to think about, right? So, you get a little bit bumfuzzled about it, you know, with that, with all of that information. And as the moon is in, I think the moon right now is in Cancer. As the moon passes through and goes through Cancer, the moon is feeling very much at home. The moon's very happy when it's in Cancer. Um, and that's where it's going. Well, it's in Gemini right now at 20 degrees. So it will be heading off and going to Cancer and then squaring off there. This is where, right now it's making a nice little trine over to the sun. So, which, might make you feel a little bit better, but the sun's trying to get its oomph and it just can't because it is in Libra and it doesn't want to be. It's in its detriment. It doesn't like to be there, and Mercury's there, and Mercury will be there later on today, and Mars is there. So it's just might be feeling a little bit of off and a little bit of offness. And with Pluto stationary and will be going forward, it's just trying to get up and go, or trying to get things done. You might be feeling a little bit damper on how to get your energy going and get things going. And you might be feeling a little, as I'm going to use the word again, bumfuzzled with everything, with all the energies that are coming forth right now. And I know yesterday I was feeling extremely irritated and getting very irritated about things, and irritated mainly about myself on where I think I should be, that idea, oh, I should be here, I should be doing better, and I should have this and I should have that. And there's this feeling that you get, and then you can then be down on yourself. Well, I could have done this and I could have done that. And why didn't I work harder at something? And this is where you really have to sort of like, okay, let's take a step back and, do some inventory on, or do some stock on your own life, on direction, on where you're going, how you're feeling. And many times we can be very bumfuzzled about ourselves and on the direction and where we are, where you could be freaking out. Yes, please. Could be freaking out about, oh, I should have done this harder. And to a point where you are somewhere, oh, I could lose this anytime. What can I do to protect myself? So you could be, on that spectrum of energy where you're feeling right now. And so it's really to sort of like, okay, I need to take a step back. I need to breathe. Not taking everything not getting too overwhelmed with things, because for many people, they're still really building, or they're rebuilding, or you are looking at how to keep, everything secure in your life in a world that feels very uncertain right now. So it's having your practice. It's, knowing that, yeah, there's still work to be done. And what are you doing over there? You want to come over here? Come on. It's still doing the work that you need to get done, and what that work is. Hello. Hello. No kisses. And how to get your work done, what kind of plan. It's not a sit back, sort of relax type of energy, but it is an energy that you have to get things done, and you have to really make sure that you're doing your lists and you're doing what you need to do in order to get things together for yourself and putting those plans into effect. And if you are getting really overwhelmed by it all, um, who can you call on? Are you trying to do this all by yourself, or are you having people that you can talk to and talk things out with, which is very important as well. too, if you're trying to do it all by yourself and you just like, oh, look at me, I'm going to do it all by myself, look at me, everybody do things for me, I'm so wonderful, blah blah blah, you're going to find like you're going to be a very lonely, you're going to be very a big wake up call is going to come for you, that no, you can't go out and expect everybody just to look at you just because you think that you're the best. This is where you're going to find that things are going to get a little bit turned up on you, and it's where someone might give you a good swift kick in the ass and say, grow the fuck up. You can't be doing that, can you? No, although you think everybody should go around you, right? So she's always shaken. Typical Chihuahua. Always shaken. Always worried. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. You're okay. You're okay. Just lie down. Just relax. Take a downer. Just relax. She likes to be right on you. And right in your, like, she likes to be right cuddled with you. See, this is her. This is Roxy. Yeah. So, but I feel like today is an extreme energy wise. And I think, with things that are going to be going off this afternoon, it's going to put people into, we'll be picking up our grandson at that time. People are going to be really, some people are going to be freaking out, but I don't think you need to. Oh, did they do the test? Did they do the test? Do you mean the test that they're supposed to be doing at what time? No, I don't know. When are they supposed to be doing it? Is it supposed to be on now? Or is it like some people said I thought it was only in Canada and the United States. Or Russia and the United States. So, and then somebody said it was in Canada too. But I don't know. Anyways, nothing happened on my phone. So I'm not really worried about it. I'm not really thinking too much about it. I've had a lot of people ask me about it, and I'm just like, it's just a preparedness. And I think it's a wake-up call for a lot of people to look at, are you really prepared? I mean, the one in Russia tells you which bomb place to go to, right? Minutes ago. Oh, it was minutes ago. So Erica had it. She was in the States. It's, the thing is that for it to happen in the States, okay, if it is, yeah, so it was only in the States, not in Canada. If it was, I mean, it's just basically to sort of see how everybody responds to it, right? And to see what it's all about. Now, in Russia, they tell you where to go. Like, if there's going to, like, basically, here's the nearest bomb shelter you should go to. In United States and Canada, it going off, what is it going to do? Just tell you, oh, there's something happening? That's how I look at it. Something happening. And if that's so, if you're worried about something happening, then are you prepared in that scenario? Are you prepared for it? That's part of it too. If you're not prepared for it, like, do you have water? Do you have food? Do you know how to get a hold of people? It's usually 3 places, you're probably at, it will be probably, somewhere where you're at home, at work, or maybe on your way to work. It could be at school. Are you able to get a hold of people? Do you have another way of getting a hold of those that you love? Do you have a place where you can meet up? Because hypothetically, with a scenario of something happening and it happened right now, can I get a hold of my kids? And all the lines went down. Probably not. Do I know where my kids are? Right? So with a loud sound for like 30 seconds, we did not have any other issues. Yeah. So it's not like a lot of people like conspiracy, you're going to be a zombie and all that kind of, no. It's just synchronizing, alerting you, preparing, because they're going for war. But this is where, for people in North America, this is where, are you prepared? Because you won't have anybody telling you where to go, you know, or what to do. This is going to be the onus on you. That's where the onus is going to be. Will be on you. But today's energy, yeah, it's a little bit out there. It's a little bonkers. People are a little bit uneasy. And it's going to be increasing as we go into the weekend. We're going to be feeling a lot more unsettling. We're going to, I mean, the energies, the best word I can describe it is very explosive, especially as we go towards the weekend, and how everything's going to get hyped up. And especially with that Mars and Pluto that are going to be coming into, well, it's almost an exact square. Mars is at 25, but in the next couple, by Friday, it's going to be an exact square. That's a very explosive, has a lot to do with diplomacy, has a lot to do with government diplomacy. Are the governments really being diplomatic in what they're doing? South Node is there, so there could be a lot of underhandedness that has to come together when it comes to how the structures are made, how things are coming about. So, and Mars with there, he wants answers, and he wants to know how to do it and how to do it now, which is important. My husband's just bringing me some tea, so I just move my computer. So that's going to be an important piece in the next coming while for us to start looking at. And we're going to be seeing a lot of uneasiness in diplomacy, and especially with the South Node in Libra, that brings in a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people. Whoa, Steve. So, just be aware of all of that kind of crazy things that are going on, and try and keep your cool, and don't make yourself a victim through a lot of the things that are coming in, and don't try and throw the baby out with the bathwater. Be grown up, uh, and it's about using your true grit, and having true grit when you're doing things. This is where you got to suck it up, Buttercup. It's not about taking it easy or thinking that, oh, I can just stay in bed all day. It's like, no, you got to go work out, get your ass up and go work out. You need to go do this. Let's get out and let's go do it. This is an energy that's really will push you to the limit of getting shit done and not playing around. If you need to get something done, or you need to get testing done, you need to go see the doctor. This is about going to see the doctor, getting yourself checked out if you need to get checked out. This is about, if you've been procrastinating about doing your taxes, getting your taxes done. This is about following up on other things that you need to follow up in your life, and the important things that you need to do. So, not just sitting around and crying and saying, oh my God, this is too hard. I can't do this. This is too much. Then you're going to see more things start blowing up in your face. 8 of Ariel. So this is about taking pride in what you do. Practice getting things done. Consider getting additional education if you need something, if you don't have all the information, go out and get it done. Like, go out and find out the information. If you've never done investment, start looking into investment classes. Start watching some, YouTube videos or something about investment to learn about it. If you need to, it's really important. And I got to stress this to a lot of people. It's really important to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's right now. This isn't about doing something, and I know it's not about doing things half-assed, or thinking that, oh, it's all going to work out. You got to make sure you got things in order, because if you don't, once Pluto goes back into Aquarius, it can get very wonky. So this is about making sure you got things in order, and you're not, let's say you need to renew your insurance or something. Get your insurance renewed, right? Do it. You got it on your mind, do it. This is about, if I need to, I'm starting something new. Am I just thinking about it, or am I doing it? Like, okay, what are the plans in me doing it and learning what I need to do to get it done? So 8 Ariels, getting shit done, getting it done, knowing what you need to get. And then we have the 7 of Michaels. When you start doing it, you're going to find a better course of action. So 7 of Michaels is the 7 of Swords. It's saying that there's work. Working alone may not be the best answer. And what you're doing may not be the best answer. Maybe you need to get the help you need. Maybe you need to get assistance in what you are doing and advice in what you are doing. Don't try and do it all alone, because that's going to be psychotic, especially with this energy, and especially as we're going into this, last part of the year. I told you this last part of the year is going to be fucking crazy. It's not going to feel the way you want it to feel. It's not going to feel happy, jolly, Christmassy type of feeling, right? It's going to have an odd feel to it. And so this is really looking at how you are doing and what you are doing to get the things done that you need to get done. And with that, the Chariot. So the Chariot comes in, and the Chariot is going to say, determination and self-control. What direction do I need to go into? Am I trusting my higher self? Am I trusting that the divine is leading me? This is where I'm going. And if you are confused, if you are not sure, book in a reading, go see a counselor. This is a time that, this is a time of getting that information, getting what you need together, right? This isn't a time to maybe try and figure it out on your own. This is a time to see what kind of help you can get. And that's going to help to advance you. That's going to help you to get the clarity that you need. So if you are needing a reading or you're needing that done, definitely book in. And I've had a lot of specials, in the past little while. And right now, nothing's on special, and it won't be for a while, because I'm doing my teaching, which is $17. I'm going to be doing the journaling. I call it the journaling club. So the journaling club starting on Tuesday evening, if you're wanting to join. We also have the vision board coming up, which is going to be absolutely fabulous on the 21st and 22nd. And we have meeting with our ancestors. And there's only 4 spaces left with that. So if you want to join me for meeting with our ancestors on the 29th of October, there's only 4 spaces left. And so because I'm only having 5 people in it. I used to do it where there was like 10 or 12, but it ran so late. It was unknown caller. Sorry, that was the telephone. It ran too late for people. So 5 people. We're starting at 6:30. So if anybody's interested in that, and it's $40, we'll be doing that on the 29th, which is a couple days before Easter, and we're into the full moon and all the energies of the full moon. So it's going to be kind of crazy. It'll be a lot of fun with that energy coming forth. So we're having that on the 29th. Yeah, so it's a pretty busy month. I have some open spots if people do want to book in for readings and get their readings done. And yeah. So, my loves, any questions or anything about anything else out there? I'm just going to open it up for anyone. If you have any questions, concerns, comments. Let me see. Just can't see on my Facebook page. If you're on the Guru Mama page or YouTube, I can see your questions and stuff. But if you're on the Facebook page, I just went on it. I can't see anybody's questions or anything on there, and I don't want to refresh it. So, but definitely if you do have any questions, or if you're kind of worried about some of the things right now, yeah, you can book in an appointment. Yeah, we're all doing well. I'm doing well. Hope everybody else is doing well out there. I know there's a lot of anxiety that's happening. This is a week that astrologically, when we look into it as astrologers, we look into it and we say, whoa, this is a really hyped up week. This is a week of a lot of for suicides and things along that line, because of the intensity, the feeling that I can't make it or I can't get things done. We look at too where A lot of breakups happen during this type of energy where people have come to the end of their rope, um, and just want to just toss it all down the hill and not really work at whatever or ask the questions that need to be asked. So this is a real the North Node being in Aries is sort of like the beginning of the rope. It's sort of the beginning, it's the sparking of the energy. And the South Node is like, oh, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore. And throw everything out. So we have a lot, and it's so easy for people to go to the South Node. It's very difficult if people are having issues, especially with relationships, to go. And with Venus, who doesn't like to share, Venus is not a real sharing type of energy. She can be diplomatic when she's in Libra, but she's going to be in Virgo. So she's going to be in her detriment, coming into her detriment. She doesn't like to share. She doesn't like to do shit. And she's coming into an energy that's going to make her do the things that she doesn't like to do, like cleaning the bathroom, doing the basics. Like she's a type of energy, a Venus energy, especially a Venus in Leo, and where she is right now is like, look at me, I am the love, I am the one, I don't want to share, I'm so pretty, that type of energy, right? So and so that can be a huge one too. Yeah, there's going to be, and a lot of people, unfortunately, this is an energy that brings that in. And a lot of people will jump ship. They don't want to deal with things. They don't want to deal with life. They don't want to deal, it's a wake-up call for some people that have to get things done. Like one of my kids hasn't done his taxes in a long time, and now he's doing his taxes. So it's a difficult one because there's things that he has to get done. And when you have to get things done, or you have to do the things you have to do and take that responsibility, sometimes it's a scary thing because you haven't had to do it before, right? And with Pluto being in Capricorn since 2008, it was about getting people prepared. It was about, what are you doing to be prepared in your life? What are the structures that you are building in your life to create a better world, to create a better way of doing? And this is, when people look at why somebody made it to where they are, it's the work that they put in, right? And looking at the work that you put in. If you're the person that's been sitting on the couch smoking a bong since 2008, and then you're waking up and you're like, what happened to my life? Why don't I have anything? And you're just, and then you're freaking out. You're going to have that extreme too, right? So it's it is it's a sad it's a sad state of affair, especially when people are so young and are passing away, you know. But it's also where, as a collective, we are going to be witnessing that more and more, especially with Pluto and Aquarius. We're going to be witnessing more of younger people dying than we have ever before. And so that's going to be another huge wake up for people, and to really look at respect of life, having that respect for life, and how precious life is, and how precious um the people we have around us, and not taking it for granted. And that's another huge lesson in our world, because so much of the world today is taken for granted, and things are taken for granted for the things that we do have. And that's going to be a big wake up call for many. And finding out that, wow, I really have to work for what I want to create, for what I want to do. It's not just going to be handed to me on a silver platter. And it's, I'm going to say, I could say, oh, it's the younger generation, But it could be a lot of the older generation that's just have felt that they are owed whatever they think that they're owed. But are they? Is anybody owed anything? This is all an earth walk. This is all very precious walk that we are on in a very beautiful place. A beautiful place that is very much an essence, and a place that is very wanting to bring us into a consciousness of light, of love, of bringing forth that and understanding that every part of us is a connection to God. Every cell, every atom, every molecule, as we go down, of the connection of it all, and the consciousness of our body. And we are here to find those connections and be a part of those connections. And Pluto in Aquarius is going to be a big teacher for 20 years for us to really wake up and understand, wow, we really have to know what is precious. And the last time Pluto was in Aquarius was in 1777. And so we go back to the history of what was happening in 1777, of people realizing my freedom's important, my rights are important, how I live and what I say is important, and nor should it be denied. And now we're coming into a time where people aren't thinking that way. They're telling you freedom of speech is like bad and all kinds of things. So this week, partially this week is wanting us to come into a connection, into a flow of really knowing what is precious in our life and really understanding the connections that we need to have, and not try and do it all alone. And if you are needing help, if you are mentally unstable this week and you hear me, reach out for help, get help, call the 1-800 line, um, call your local, you know, suicide hotline. If you go to church, call your local priest, reach out and call somebody. Maybe if you see a counselor or psychiatrist, book an appointment, really, this is a time to book an appointment. And as we, through this week and then next week, we're building up to a big solar eclipse, which is really going to be quite interesting, especially when it's going to be going over the United States as Pluto is going forward. That's just like pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. And it's going to be going over Texas. And if you see what's going on in Texas right now, it's, and this is coming this way. And then there's going to be another one that's going to come from the east in the spring. It's going to come the way from how it goes. It's easterly, and how it meets. So that's going to be an interesting energy with that too, because it just meets at a certain point right over Texas and Florida. So that's going to be interesting. But anyways, I want to send you guys out with so much love. There's some beautiful energy here for us to be really working on and connecting with. And definitely, if you're looking for a reading, get a hold of me. There's all that stuff that I'm doing. I'm posting it all over the place. So keep a lookout. Sending you guys out so much love. Have a great one. And may the Lord Almighty watch over and bless you. Bye-bye.